Hello everyone, I am Rajeshri. A very warm welcome to you all in today's episode and a huge thanks for being with me in this new experimental musical journey. Today, as the title suggests, we are going to celebrate the life and music of the father of symphony, Franz Joseph Haydn. Yes, indeed. Before I start going into detail, I just wanted to share a couple of lines about him written by one of the very well-known Scottish music critics, Cecil Gray. And he said, Haydn was the precursor of Mozart, and Mozart of Beethoven, the bud, blossom, and fruit, respectively, of one genealogical tree. Yes, it is absolutely right. So, in the past two episodes we were in France. Now we will be heading towards Austria. Yes, because Haydn was born in Lower Austria to the parents of modest means in the year 1732. Though his parents weren't musicians, but there was a musical environment in the house, and the parents were quite aware of the fact that this boy is not an ordinary one, he is gifted. And now I am going to talk about his life, but before that, again I like to share another little paragraph about the musical soil of Austria during 18th century. Ralph Hill, one of the very famous English music critics, wrote in an article, music in the open air was a popular form of entertainment in Austria. The occasion might be a garden party, a public festival, or function, or a serenade. And a serenade, as we all know, a piece of music sung or played in the open air, typically by a man at night, under the window of his beloved. Viennese Almanac describes the atmosphere of the nocturnal entertainment. On fine summer nights, you may come upon serenades in the street at all hours. They are not, as in Italy, a mere matter of singer and a guitar. Here, serenades are not meant for declaration of love, for which Viennese have better opportunities. It is just these nocturnal musicals that demonstrates the greatness of the love of music. For no matter how late at night they may take place, one soon sees people at their open windows, and within a few minutes the musicians are surrounded by a crowd of listeners who rarely depart until the serenade has come to an end. Yes, indeed. So, little Haydn actually went to Hamburg at the age of 6 because of better opportunity, and stayed with one of his relatives who helped him to nurture his musical talent. But soon after that, he gave auditions, and at the age of 8 he was selected and he went to Vienna for his further musical education. He was in Vienna till the year 1761, and during that time he learned various musical instruments. He played in many places where the aristocrats really started loving his music. He used to play regularly with Mozart, young Mozart, who used to call Haydn as Papa Haydn. We will come to that in the latter part of this episode. And in the year 1761, he got a lucrative job, which was quite a good one for any budding musicians at that time. He was appointed as a music director in Esterhazy Palace in Hungary. And he had his own orchestra. There are quite a few musicians were working under him, and he was paid a very good salary, and his employer really used to like him. So he could do a lot of things which he wanted. He kind of cemented his compositional career whilst he was there. But in the year 1790, when Prince Nicholas, who was his employer, died, his son was not that much into music. So Haydn actually took it as an opportunity, and he changed his job description. He made it part-time, sorry, and he traveled to London in 1791. This was the time when Haydn understood that how popular he was among the common public. Yes, indeed. All these years, mostly he was making music for the royals, for the nobles. And they used to appreciate it a lot. But England had a very strong middle class population. The merchant's wife used to go regularly to the concerts. And when Haydn came to London, he understood his compositions were so popular among them. So he had a golden time there till 1792 for a year. And he made many good friends. Haydn's married life wasn't very good. His wife kind of never ever given him that respect as a musician. He once said that to her, if I would have been a cobbler or a musician, it didn't matter. Whilst in London, he had an affair as well with one of the high-born ladies who was very much into music. In 1791, Haydn went back to Vienna again. But when he was coming to England in 1790 in Bonn, he actually met Beethoven. So when he went back from England, Beethoven took musical lessons from Haydn. Haydn again came back in 1794 in London, and these were the time when Haydn composed one of the best sonatas of his life. Symphonies. of his life. So his London Symphony is one of those I had to mention. But among his other symphonies, his Paris Symphony, Farewell Symphony, there are many more. Altogether, he composed 104 symphonies, 60 sonatas, 50 piano trios, 68 string quartet, and quite a few very famous voice pieces. Among them, The Creation and The Seasons are the masterpieces. So his contribution to the world of Western classical music is huge. Sir Roger Narrington, he is one of the very famous British conductors, analyzed Haydn's music, and I like to share that with you all because that was really beautifully written. Sir Narrington says he remained, Haydn, as a simple person. He didn't become grand, so that he could always do both. His music is a culmination of the mixture of aristocracy and social realism. Sorry. He inhabited from the highest to the lowest area. He could write the music to which everyone could dance, because in those days people used to listen to music through their feet. As soon as the music used to start, their feet used to move. Their soul used to tell them to dance. And in that sense, it was very democratic and modern. His music speaks to the people directly. You have to meet him as equal. Some composers, you can adore them, like Wagner. They are somewhere up there in the mist. Brahms, he said he didn't feel equal to. Mozart is a mysterious figure. But Haydn is like, morning Joseph, come on, let's go and get on with the day. Yes, that was Haydn. And his music, that's why it's everybody's music. And how far the experimentation of this channel goes. Haydn is very important in that way, because I always said Western classical music is everybody's music. And before I go and play a little piece which I have composed for Haydn, and it's a completely original composition of mine in order to give him my tribute, I like to end this narrative episode with Mozart's words. Because as we say, Mozart was the blossom and Beethoven was the fruit of that same genealogical tree where Haydn was the bud. Mozart's opinion is very important in terms of Haydn's music. And I think he said what he felt. In Mozart's words, quote, Haydn alone has the secret of making me smile and touching me at the bottom of my soul. There is no one who can do it all. To joke and terrify, to evoke laughter and profound sentiment, and all equally well, except Joseph Haydn. On that note, I will go ahead and play my little composition in the next section of this video. I hope you all will enjoy the experience, and I think this is high time we should celebrate and listen to Haydn's music, just like we listen to Mozart, Beethoven, Bach, Chopin, and everybody's. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you soon in the music section of today's episode.